Let's get ready to rumble!
It's going to be fun.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into the premiere episode of the Disney Double Take. We are going to have tons of fun tonight, but Steve and I were ready, and we're going to duke it out for the first of many, we hope, fun, informative, yet very, very entertaining debates on some really fun Disney topics. Ones that I think many people love to debate about. And what a better topic to start on, Steve, than one of the bigger debates out there, and that's the Carousel of Progress.
And we could not be on, this could not be more polarizing for us because we could not be on any farther opposite sides of this topic whatsoever. But yeah, these are the things that we used to get into a lot with the sports night and talking about Disney and sports both and everything. But this is something that we do very respectful. We ask that the chat do the same. Please be respectful of opinions. They are opinions, and everybody's entitled to theirs, including you guys out there too. So just be respectful of everybody in the chat and of us, and we're gonna have some fun.
We are. We absolutely are. Well, first off, it's good to see you, pal. It's been a while. Miss you.
Oh man, we were like literally. I was just telling you how much I miss you. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Me too. Me too. For those that don't know, again, it's a debate. That's basically what we're going to do. We're going to debate and kind of give our opinions on certain topics each and every week. And you guys are going to have a really big say in this debate. Because at the end of the night, once we both have stated our cases on whatever topic we're talking, you guys are going to get the vote in the community page of whatever channel this show is on, because it's going to rotate back and forth. There'll be a post at the end of the night, not till then, where you guys get to vote, yes, I'm on with Steve, or yes, I'm on with Walt. And then we will post the results before we head out at the end of the night. So you guys are going to decide who you agree with. But you're going to have to pick a side. There won't be a third choice where you don't agree with either one. But anyway, guys, we are so glad that you're all here. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Of course, Dean over at The Live Place, theliveplace.com, family-friendly streams throughout the week. Look, Monday through Sunday, if you're looking for a stream, day of the week, certain streamer, certain time of the day, certain genre, because it's not all Disney, check out theliveplace.com. He is, for sure, your TV guide of live streamers. Of course, partner channels, this guy right here. Steve's World goes live on Monday nights with Just Another Monday Night, Wednesdays with Disneynet, and now Sundays right here with me. Check out Steve's World, fantastic channel. Of course, that's why he's one of my partner channels, because we love him. And Disney Dan. Dan, I was on earlier tonight with Dan. With our Disney movie review as we reviewed Inside Out. Dan goes live on Saturdays with Disney Fiasco. And I think he's also starting up the new show with Gonzo called Disney Nuts. Check them out. Membership, thank you to all of our members. Membership just keeps growing. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for your generosity and loyalty. Melissa and I are floored by the number of members we have. So thank you so much for that membership. You guys are all amazing. And then with that, we're going to check the chat. Steve, it's been a while, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give you a break this week because it's on your channel next time.
Yep.
So I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Leanne Sherbick is here. I saw her a little bit earlier in the chat. Emily LSU Mom, one of our members, is here. Pisces Aphrodite, first time in, I think. Welcome. Gene52573 is here. David Stevens is in the house. Brian's West Coast Disney Adventure, one of our members, is here. Good to see you, Brian. Timothy Rainwater's in the house. Ryan Todd, another member, is here. James Ryan, the man. What's up, James? Good to see you, pal. Another one of our members, Captain Akron 27, is here. Diz Noah. What's up, Noah? Good to see you, pal. Debbie Bernfeld, another member, is here. She's watching Inside Out. Oh, get your tissues ready. Get your tissues ready. Mike Klemovich, another member. Welcome in, Mike. Good to see you, pal. Let's see who else we got here. We got tons of people in here. Tom Baker's in the house. Andrew Jordan is here. G. Wilson, Emily LSU Mom is here, another member. Emily, great to see you, dear. Karen Cook, another member. Hi, Karen. Good to have you here. Paul Engel, another member, another Maryland brethren, too. He's from Maryland. Good to have you here. Charles Weiss is in the house, another member. Charles, good to see you, pal. I think Stacy Rogers is here. Uh-oh. That's not good for me. Melissa Mouse Talk is here. I've heard of her. I think I've heard of her. She seems okay. Angela Minta? I hope I'm saying that right. I think that's right.
It used to be Angela Minter, and then because Zip can't say it got changed to Angela Minta.
Angela Minter. Okay. Angela Minta, welcome in. Timothy Rainwaters, Jonathan Chong, Let's see who else is here. Steve's usually better at this than me, but I'm going to try. Ada Lacayo, welcome in, Ada. Good to see you again. Magic of the Mouse Radio is here. Magic of the Mouse TV, another member. I got to touch on Magic of the Mouse in just a second as well before we start. Tina Marie's place. Tina Marie, another member, is here. Tina, good to see you, dear. Surf Bum is in the house. Hey, John, how are you? Joy S is here, another member. Joy, good to have you here. Happy's Haunt is here. Good to have you here as well. Elena K808 is here. There's Leanne Sherbik. She's here. By the way, Leanne makes the best cookies. She sent Melissa and I a batch of cookies.
Oh, wow.
And we've kind of devoured them. They're going already. And I think we are finally. Oh, no, a couple more people. Max Milano Check is here. What's up, Max? Good to see you, pal. Kelly the Mickey Bunch. Catherine will be. Michelle the Quilter. Because I used to say Michelle the Quitter all the time.
I said that the first time I read it, too.
I did. That's what I used to sound like. You idiot, Walt. Mary, another member, is here. Mary, good to see you. And Tim Rempel is here as well. And I think we're finally up to date. Oh, Alex Kennett just showed up as well. Alex, good to see you, pal, another member. And Magic of the Mouse Radio. I got to let everybody know. If you haven't already checked out Magic of the Mouse Radio, be sure to check them out. They stream a streaming channel of all Disney music 24/7. And tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., Melissa and I, our premiere podcast episode of the Kingdom Clubhouse is what we call it, premieres tomorrow morning on Magic of the Mouse Radio at 9 a.m. Be sure to check it out. It's going to be awesome. We're really happy about it. So Shiny Prism is here as well.
I owe him some sound stuff too. So I'm way behind.
That's right. I'm sure you do, for sure. Get it to him. He's very
good at promoting. He's working hard. I just got to take the time.
Yep. So, guys, Christine Hickman just showed up. Hey, Christine, good to have you here as well. So, look, I'm going to do a quick homage to our Saturday night show. Steve and I used to always do Saturday night sports night. 3 things I'm going to touch on really, really fast is one last homage to our sports night. I wanted to touch on the fact that, first off, congratulations to Tom Brady for making it to his 10th Super Bowl.
It's crazy.
Some guys only play 10 years. He's been to 10 Super Bowls. And now with a second team.
Yep. At 43 years old.
At 43. It's pretty amazing. And for the first time, I finally got to give him props. He did it all on the road.
Yep.
No home game, no first week bye. And he beat some really good quarterbacks and teams on the way. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but kudos to Tom Brady. And if he can win in 2 weeks, I will finally call him the greatest of all time. I've never done it. I still have my greatest, but I will have to seed and say it. Secondly, Steve, I think this is near and dear to your heart. Rest in peace, Tommy Lasorda, who passed away, one of the greatest managers of all time. Fantastic manager, great ambassador to the game of baseball.
Absolutely.
And, of course, the greatest home run hitter of all time. And he is the home run hitter king. He's the home run king in my book.
Mine too.
And I think he is in yours too.
Absolutely.
Henry Aaron passed away. God bless him. I hope he's up there having a cold beer with Babe Ruth right now, talking about how they were fighting back and forth for the home run title. Because he was great. And he went through a heck of a lot in his life.
Oh, yeah.
With racism, and what he did is just phenomenal. So any words on that, Steve, before we get started?
No, the game of baseball lost 2 amazing and historic figures, and I'm in total agreement with you. In my opinion, Tommy Lasorda is the greatest manager to ever live and ever coach the game. Henry Aaron is the greatest home run hitter to ever play the game, and I think both of them were pioneers in their own regards. Obviously, Hank Aaron was fought through a lot of racism and other issues, but both of them were in my opinion, were model human beings, and the world lost 2 great ones. So
amen to that. All right, let's get started. We are ready to go. It was one last homage to our sports night. We're going to miss it, but everything changes. Mike 88 NYC is here as well. Bill Steffen's in the house. Good to have you here. I got to just say hi to everybody as they're coming in. All right, Steve, the Carousel of Progress. And I think you're exactly right. There are a lot of people out there that this is a really polarizing discussion.
Absolutely.
There are many that say, love it, has to say. There are people that say, hate it, time to go. And And we've got one of each here tonight with you and I. Blaine Rayleigh, Creative Travel, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. And Stevie Lee, welcome in as well. So, Steve, as I'm the host channel tonight, you're my guest. I'm going to let you go first. Now, you don't have to spill the entire thing in 2 minutes. If you want to give a little bit at a time and we can kind of jump back and forth, we can go that route. Obviously, in the chat, you're more than welcome to give your opinions on things. But remember, you're going to vote at the end of the night, and Steve takes his drink as he gets ready. Yeah. He's got a lot to say.
Look, I'm fighting an uphill battle here tonight. I know this ahead of time because I know our audience. But the general Disney audience as a whole is more in agreement with me. But unfortunately, the audience that we have here is I'm fighting an uphill battle. I get it.
Wait a minute. Here we go already. What do you mean the whole general audience as a whole is in agreement with you?
It is one of the least
Where
popular.
do you get these numbers from?
It's one of the least popular rides in all of Disney. It's one of the least attended rides, one of the least popular rides. And we'll get through all the stats in just a second. We'll get through them all. But let me start by saying this. The Carousel of Problems needs to go. It's outdated. It's way past its time. It has so many issues. And look, it is the best place on property to take a nap. And it is the best place on property for an air-conditioned nap. And it's 21 and a half minutes or whatever it is long. And if you need that time to go rest, go there. There's never a line. It's not very popular anymore with people going to it in the parks. There are just people that say, Walt touched it. You can't do anything with it. But nobody goes to it. So
not true.
That's it. That is true. It is a wildly.
I was there today.
And we'll
that
get
is
into,
not true.
Again, we'll get into.
What do you mean by unpopular? That obviously is not true.
That is definitely true.
That is a general statement.
Now you're gonna make me find it. It was ranked in the bottom 10% of all Disney attractions for popularity.
By who? Joe Schmo?
No. Let me find it. I'll find it. Go ahead.
All right. Let me say this. All right. So first off, Don Jaworski, welcome in. Nick Magical News Live, welcome in. Good to have you all here. And if I missed you, I apologize. It's good to have Sabine Francis, welcome in. Candy Tink, welcome in. Good to have you. Hope you're all doing well. So here's what I'll say. 1964 New York's World's Fair. Longest running stage show in American theater history. Every single day. Oldest attraction to be touched by Walt Disney. This is Walt's baby. It is Walt's himself. It is his creation. Is it dated in some ways? Absolutely. I understand what you're saying. That being said, history means something. You know that, Steve. You love history. Mm-hmm. History means something. Mm-hmm. We can't forget our past to be able to move forward. This ride is a nostalgic ride that gives us a look back at the way things used to be. Not just historically, but actually in how they used to do things animatronic-wise. Do we have better things today? Absolutely. But there's nothing wrong with looking back on history of how things used to be as a constant reminder of just how far we've come. I'll start there.
Okay. They call those museums. That's where you can put this thing if you want, is in a museum somewhere. Because, look, it started out in 1960.
They don't put rides in museums.
Well, it's not even considered a ride. It's an attraction.
They don't put attractions in museums.
It started at the World's Fair. It lasted a year and a half there. It took a 2-year break. So it was not, I know it's the longest running show, but there was a 2-year gap in there. It went to Disneyland July 2nd, 1967 and left September 9th, 1973. And it showed up at Disney World on January 15th of 1975. So it's been in Disney World for 46 years. It's old. It's tired. The animatronics fall apart all the time and quit. It's just outdated. It is listed as an advancement of the technology, which is way outdated. Look, everything at some point in time has to be replaced or changed. Everything has to be replaced or changed. In a theme park world, we are trying to constantly bring other people. This is no exception. The animatronics, just in this past year, John has had malfunctions where he starts headbanging. John's hands have fallen off within the last year. Security, there's no security on the ride whatsoever. Guests have gotten up on stage with him and been tackled and arrested. It broke down before it even opened after the pandemic in July because John had what people described as a seizure on stream.
I got you. Your point's been made.
And at some time, the ride, the building, and everything else, after being so many years old, is going to become unsafe.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh broke down the other day, and they had to evacuate me. They had to turn on the lights, and it broke down for the rest of the day.
Yep.
By the way, I was on Big Thunder Mountain today at the tippy top point, just before you go over the first one.
Yep.
It stopped. They almost had to evacuate. Should we get rid of those rides? Rides break down.
How often does that happen? How often does that happen?
I don't know. I'm not on it every single day.
These are all within the last year of the same attraction because the attraction is getting old.
I get it, but rides break down. But they still get it to go back up, and it doesn't break down for a significant period of time. First off, that's my opinion. And again, I understand what you're saying. It does break down. But rides break down. Attractions break down. Country Bears has their moments, too, with their attractions. We'll get to that one day, too, I'm sure. We'll get to there. So I get what you're saying. But it's part of you talk about theme parks. It's part of the theme park world. When you're using it constantly, all the time, it's wear and tear. It's going to happen. So I get what you're saying, and yes, it breaks down a lot. It's the oldest of all the rides and attractions there, so it's going to take, I think, more, and the chances of it breaking down are more. That being said, I'll say this. I've said this in the past. I'll say it again. Not everything has to be removed to add new stuff. We don't have to get rid of something to add something, especially at Walt Disney World, where they've got umpteen tons of land all over the place, it seems, to be able to add things. And Lorna, welcome in, by the way. I forgot to say hi to Lorna. Good to have you here.
I agree with that, but I'm not, at some point in time, again, you can add things in other places. I don't care about that, but this attraction's getting old. It needs to either be changed or replaced, one of the two. The animatronics, when you look at the technology they have now, like with the Shaman of Songs over at the Navi River Journey, and then you come watch these animatronics and how terrible they are, and there's so much that can be done here. And again, we're talking about either changing or replacing it, not or leaving it alone. Because if they would, same thing with Great Movie Ride, it needed to go or it needed to be changed, and they didn't decide to change it, so they needed to go. And as a matter of fact, in here, this ride's already been updated 5 different times. It was updated in 1967 when it came to Disneyland, 1975 when it came to Disney World, and then again in 1981, 1985 when GE left the sponsorship. And then in 1993, it shut down again because it closed in 2001 following poor attendance because it just couldn't hold it up. It opened up in 2003 again. I'm sorry. It opened up following 9/11 on a seasonal basis and reopened again full-time in 2003. Now, in 1993, though, blueprints showed that they were replacing this with a flying saucer ride. The only reason this ride is still here is because the flying saucer ride was too expensive to make. So
I disagree.
Thought in 1993.
Okay, but that's 20-something years ago. In that time, they've never come up with something better that could replace it. If they thought about it then, obviously they've realized their mistake. That's how I see that.
I agree with that. Look, this thing is old. It needs to go. Look, again, the only argument that anybody has to keep this is nostalgia. That's it.
No, that's not true.
There's a million other arguments to get rid of it and change it.
No, I disagree. First off, it tells a story, and it tells a significant story in history. Just like Spaceship Earth, which I'm sure we'll get into that one day, tells a story as well. This tells the story of progress in the 20th century. And it's an important story to tell. The invention of lights, the electricity, different things along the time, and the progress that we've had in time. It also is a constant reminder of where we've come. I get it. Here's I'll kind of take that story on the shaman and bring it back. Great animatronic. I agree 100%. And then you look at the ones in Carousel of Progress, and yes, it does show you how far we come. That much more important to keep it because it shows us the progress that we've made, which is the whole point of the ride in the first place, is progress. That being said, it is a fun ride down memory lane in a lot of different ways. And last but not least, here's what I'll say. Walt Disney is why we're all here. And we have less and less things that remind us of Walt other than a statue, which everybody looks right past or takes a 2-second picture. We need a constant reminder in these parks of the impact and the the touch that he did on these parks. We have very little of it in Walt Disney World. This is that one reminder of him that just cannot go away. My fear is that if it does, we lose that connection to him in a lot of ways. And I don't like that. That's for me.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people come in, by the way. Welcome in, everybody. As a blanket welcome. I'm sorry, Steve. I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't want to miss on the chat. Welcome in, everybody. It's important that I say hi to you. If I didn't say hi directly, welcome. Mods, please say hi to those that have come in. Go ahead, Steve.
Like I said,
I love this, by the way. Him and I are not mad at each other. We're just talking.
We absolutely love each other. This is for fun. But listen here, the Carousel of Progress has progressed. We are progressed past the Carousel of Progress. It is not even updated to the correct scenes anymore or anything else. I get Walt touched it. But there is a whole homage to Walt over at Hollywood Studios where you can visit his entire, all these little models and you watch a video and everything. There's a lot of Walt around the parks. This needs to be moved to Marceline where people can go visit it like the museum, the family museum out in Marceline, put it out there, draw more people to Marceline for the history of Disney, go see Walt's barn, go see his trains, all that stuff out in Marceline. Get rid of it and put it out there and utilize this space for something a lot better than what's there now.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If you take Carousel of Progress out of Magic Kingdom, the main park, because not everybody goes to Hollywood Studios. Yep. So I've known people that will skip certain parks. They shouldn't skip Hollywood Studios. I agree. They need to go there. But there are people that will not go. So they won't see One Man Stream. Yep. If we take Carousel of Progress out, where's the connection to Walt? In the main, where?
Small World.
It's not the original Small World.
Well, it's still one of the first 4 that he created.
But he didn't create that one.
Well, it's still the same concept, but
okay, fair enough.
Again, with everything to do with Walt and everything, we have that connection. We are historians of Disney. We study things. We have that nostalgia factor. Most of the people going now aren't even there. They could care less. And when they go to this, it's a younger generation coming to Disney that do not respect or care about the history as much as we do. And at the same time, this is the least thrill attractive ride that is in Disney.
Well, first off, let me ask you this. How do you know they don't care? How do you know that? Have you taken a census on these 20-year-olds?
I have.
If they don't,
I have.
Everybody
I talk to that's of a younger generation does not like this ride.
I can tell you 2 that do.
Don't like this ride.
Well, I can tell you at least 2 that are in. One's 19 and one's 24 that don't mind it at all. Mm-hmm. They don't love it, but they don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I mean, it's there. I'm just not going to go ride it when they could. It's prime retail. And see, the other part of this is when they decided to change this. It was updated in 2000 with the new Christmas scene as part of the new Tomorrowland. Well, we just got a new Tomorrowland. And this thing just needs to go. It doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit anything about tomorrow whatsoever. This is all about past. And we don't have a past land. It needs to go out to Marceline where it can be a relic and people can go there to visit it. It does not belong in the park.
Right, but Tomorrowland then can be changed all the time because Tomorrowland is always, as Annie says, is just a day away. Okay. So Space Mountain then in that case should go because guess what? That's outdated and we have better roller coasters than that out there.
They continually change that. And again,
they don't change. How do they change Space Mountain?
The one they did on Disneyland, I think is coming to.
We're not talking.
I don't want to mention it because I don't want people to. Oh. I don't want to ruin the surprise for people, but I think they're going to change it. But regardless of that, that's fine. Change Carousel of Progress to be relevant. Change it to be something to do with Tomorrowland as opposed to in the past.
Again, how I look at it is like this. It's telling the story of the 20th century.
Yep.
Okay, the progress of the 20th century, which, by the way, is the single biggest, most important century in the history of history when it comes to progress. With all we've learned and done in the 20th century. Mm-hmm. So much with all the technology and the industry and industrial, it's all in the 20th century.
Yeah, I agree. And Mike, I agree. Tomorrow is about progress, and this is not progress. This is nothing about Carousel of Progress is progressing us into the future. It's all in the past.
But it is telling the progress. It's telling the progress of
the past.
No, it's just progress in general.
Look, I see more progress walking down Main Street watching the lamps change styles than I do in that.
But it's telling a specific story. It's telling the story of progress in the 20th century. It's not telling you the story of progress from the Stone Age to now. That's over in Epcot, by the way. Oh, well, look, real fast, Steve, I got to say this.
I saw it. I read it. I was laughing.
Put this towards your security budget. Walt Steve doesn't like old and tired things. I'm thinking he might try and rub you out. I am old and tired. I agree. He might. I might be in trouble. You all here is my witness in case Steve tries to whack me.
Look, I said I was beginning. I was going to fight an uphill battle with this community, specifically in this chat. I get that. I will win this battle eventually within the next 5 years. It won't be there anymore.
You're on. You're on. I'll bet you.
Or it will get changed.
Changed how? Be it when they update the animatronic, or
if they update the animatronics and update the story, then it's okay. Like I said, with the Great Movie Ride, if they would have updated the Great Movie Ride, put in new movies and made it relevant, make people come for the change. We don't come to see this. I mean, some people do, nostalgia people, come to see the same thing over and over again. The rest of us don't.
All this, look, when you go and see The Lion King, you're seeing the same show every single time. When you go see Nemo, Beauty and the Beast, PhilharMagic, you're seeing the same show over and over again.
Most of those.
How is it different than any other one?
Most of those, you either go for the live entertainment of songs and dance, or you go. Sometimes they do change the actors, and they change it depending on the seat you sit. It doesn't matter what you do. It's the same every single time.
Every ride you ride is the same ride every single time. Haunted Mansion, every time you go on it,
there's a level of thrill to those. There's a level of thrill, there's a level of appeal, there's a level of everying to every single ride.
And there's a level of appeal to that ride for many people.
For
you,
older people. Not older people, people that like older things. Nostalgia people. Guys, look. Put it in Marceline. Go visit Marceline and visit the history. Go to the nostalgia of Marceline where Walt lived. Go to the family museum. Go to the restaurants. Go to the everything, including the Carousel of Progress, out there where it belongs, and put something relevant in its place in the park for not only for financial reasons, but for people like us that want to see something.
Okay, here's my thing. It's important to remember where we came from, okay? We've said it in the past. You got to remember the past so you don't repeat the past in a lot of ways, good and bad ways. This is a constant reminder of where we started, okay? And it really, I actually really enjoy the story. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's entertaining to me. Part of it is, I don't know. I find it to be fun, and not only that, it's an homage back to Walt. I keep bringing that up, but it's an important fact that I can't think. To me, can't be forgotten. I find this to be better. Look, Steve, I'll just admit it. First time I ever wrote it, I said, "That's the last time I'm doing that."
Progress?
Yes, yep. But the more I wrote it, the more I understood it. I respected it for what it was for. I admired it, and I love it. I really do.
And I see a lot of people tell me that nothing in Tomorrowland has anything to do with futuristic. Astro Orbiter is about flying to space, which we can't all do. Space Mountain is the same thing.
But we've done it, and we did it for the first time to the moon 40 years ago.
Not us. The common person that can't go do that gets to kind of experience those kind of adventures here at Tomorrowland. Tron is going to be very futuristic. Speedway needs to go. We all agree with that. That's another topic for another day. And the last thing there is Carousel of Progress, and it's just outdated. It needs to be in Marceline. Make Marceline, which is in the central part of the country, your history nostalgia place where all these things can go to die or be
absolutely not.
But this will either change or be replaced within the next 5 years.
Well, I think when you say change, that's a little too general for me. When you say change, they can change out the dog and put in a new dog, and that's a change.
No. I'm not saying that. They need it. They'll completely change scenes and animatronics.
Okay.
You're going to do that, or it's going to be replaced.
I don't think so. I don't. I think they understand the importance of it. I really do. I think they understand the footprint. Somebody mentioned footprint earlier. The footprint and the importance of it in some way, shape, or form in this park. What if they moved it to a different park, Steve? What if they said
it doesn't belong in Disney World? It belongs somewhere else where it's like a museum.
Okay. That's specific. Okay.
Again,
Okay.
they considered taking it out and getting rid of it multiple times throughout. I mean, like I said, in 1993, they thought they were going to replace it. In 2001, they shut it down because of but because of poor attendance, and they opened it on a seasonal basis.
Okay.
And then finally in 2003, they reopened it. And like I said, I've never seen a line for it ever. And I thought
you're not looking, because let me tell you right now,
when I ride Space Mountain every time I go,
dude, we were there today, and Melissa's in the chat, and there was a line today to get on that ride.
Yeah.
And there's a line every time I go there. Now, part of that could be...
You can't count the people just waiting to get into the next show because it's 20 minutes before it rotates. But
well, no. What I'm saying is literally out and around. We've been in the line. This is our dream. Jeff and Angela were in the line with us. And we filmed on it together. It's not every single day, but you know what? There are rides that don't have lines every single day too. We walked right on the Haunted Mansion today. So
they take this out of the park, you're going to quit going?
No, but if they take Haunted Mansion out of the park, I'm not going to quit going. And that's my favorite ride of all time. If they take Space Mountain out, if they take Big Thunder out, am I going to quit going? No. Steve, Absolutely. If they take out Rise of the Resistance or Flight of Passage, are you going to quit going?
No, but I'll be upset. But again, eventually, I know they're going to be replaced. I also know that Illuminations, when I lost it, I was devastated. But I know they're going to replace it with something greater. This is 46.
But you can say that about anything. You can say that about anything.
Disney World.
Okay.
It's time to move on.
I disagree. How long has Haunted Mansion been there?
I don't know, not 46 years.
Right. No. Well, no, because this is the longest ride. You're right. It might be 45 years.
But I also think that Disney World or Haunted Mansion could change and add Nightmare Before Christmas into it too. So
should we get rid of It's a Small World when it doesn't have really long lines? I don't think so.
I don't care too much for It's a Small World either. We'll get to that too. That's down the road, buddy.
That might be next week. No, actually, I think I have an idea for next week. We should have talked about that beforehand. That was
right. That's all right.
But
it won't be next week, will it?
Well, right. Next show, which will probably be in about 3 weeks, but we'll be sure to go on that. So, all right, Steve. So here's the final thing I'll say, because it is 9:33, and I do want to touch on a couple other things with this. I think the parks are for all ages.
I agree.
Okay. I don't think the parks are just for young people. It is for older people like me. I think the parks are for thrill seekers. I think the parks are for those who like the new technology. I also think the parks are for those that like nostalgia and want to have reminders. There's a lot of connections. There are a lot of people. Dole Whip Dad comes to mind, or somebody else that has a big connection to It's a Small World. Because of what it was for them and their family. Maybe you had a connection with your dad or your mom or your son or your daughter. The parks are for everybody. It's not just for the young, and not everything has to be replaced. Look, even Flight of Passage one day is going to become an old, decrepit ride where people are going to say, what is that?
Yep.
Okay. But I just don't think this ride, because of the historical value of it and what it means to many people, and what it means to the Walt Disney Company as a whole, should be removed. I think it's a constant reminder.
So I saw Bill's comment. But here's the thing. Go ahead and read it first. Go ahead.
He says, attention, Walt Mouse Talk will be taking applications for a new partner on Double Take starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. All applicants should not have Walt Disney anger issues. It's not true at all. This is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. So let me touch on two things you said there that I think actually prove my point. One is you said people have a connection with their father or something on it. They have that with every single ride. Every single ride at some point in time, you're going to get replaced. And you're going to lose that connection. This one is way past due and way outdated. Again, move it to Marceline, put it in a museum, go there for all the history. You can catch the museum. You can catch everything Walt did right there in Marceline in the center of the country, where more people can visit it from out like in California without having to go all the way to Florida.
But why should I go there when I can get it right there in Florida? I don't need to go.
And that's being selfish because people in California can't come all the way out here to get it all the time. Put it in the center of the country, and people can go see it. That's the first thing. Now you made me forget the second thing, but I don't even remember what it was. But the second
must not have been important.
Oh yeah, you said every ride at some point in time, including Flight of Passage, is going to become old and decrepit, and it's going to need to be replaced. I agree, and this one is at that point.
I don't think it is. But it's different.
You can't say they're all going to become old and decrepit and need to be replaced. Except
it is.
one.
Yes, except it's a small world, old and decrepit, but it's not going to go anywhere. Haunted Mansion, old and decrepit, but it's not going to go anywhere. Carousel of Progress, old and decrepit, but it's not going to go anywhere.
I don't think anybody would have thought well, again, they changed it, but Small World out in Disneyland changed it to add Disney IP to it. Tower of Terror on Disneyland, nobody thought would have ever gone anywhere. Well, it did. They changed it to Guardians of the Galaxy. This used to be in Disneyland, didn't survive out there, so they moved it to Florida. It's all going to move at some point in time.
46 years later, it's still there.
Barely.
And there's a reason.
Because they didn't have enough money 20 years ago.
They've had money for years. Until COVID hit, this place was rocking when it came to both economy, revenue. Stocks were at the highest they had ever been. They had the money and they had the time and the resources to change it at any point. They decided to look the other way because they understand. And that's how I see it. They could have. I get what you're saying on money now. Your point's made now.
No, I was talking about 1993.
Well, 93, 2003, 2013. They've had plenty of chances to take it and get rid of it, and yet we still have it. And I think there's a reason for that. They've replaced other rides since then.
I'll call my buddy Bob and have this fixed. Don't worry.
Please don't call Mr. Cheapik. Everybody in the chat is loving it, by the way.
Well, and look, at some point in time, this gets too expensive to constantly repair and keep up the upkeep on it. It's just not going to be conducive much longer. It's way past time. Again, outdated. I like history too. Don't get me wrong. Put it with the Family Museum in Marceline.
Yes, but all rides have upkeep costs, all of them, and the ones today have more upkeep costs than that ride does because of the technology behind it.
So you got to keep them up running.
It doesn't. I don't think. Well, first off, most of those rides can capacitate more people. They can take on more people. They take on thousands a day. You couldn't do that at Carousel of Progress even if you wanted to. First off, each show is, like you said, 20 minutes long. Well, you can do 200 rides on Mine Train in 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
So first off, that's part of it right there. So I get what you're saying. You have more people riding them, but that's because it can handle more.
Look, the allure is just not there as much as it was back in the day. And as much as I respect Walt and respect everything he did, this needs to go. It needs to change or it needs to go. One of the two. And I'm not talking about putting a little doggy in there like you're saying. The thing needs to be overhauled and completely changed. And I'm talking everything from new animatronics to new scenes all the way out and project us into the future, which because the ride's in Tomorrowland. And again, I also agree, yes, people, that the Motor Speedway needs to get out of there too. Everything else is somewhat futuristic by space travel and other things. But it's just got to go. It's just terrible. It's a terrible ride. Terrible. It breaks down all the time. It's just not at all anything I want to go see.
Fair enough. And for me, I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. First off, it is a break. It does get you off your feet for a while. There is air conditioning. You do get a 20-minute relaxation. Mm-hmm. But in that time, you're also getting to see something that Walt Disney had a major play in creating. It tells a very good story of progress in the 20th century. It gives us a look back at animatronics and where they began and how they began. And it gives you a good insight on what it took to run something back then when they didn't have the technology they have today and still were able to make it look that appealing. You're right. It's not as appealing today as it used to be when it comes to, if you're looking at the Shaman animatronic compared to this one, absolutely not. But to be able to do it for the time that they did it, it's a marvel, in my opinion, for what they've done. And that's something I don't want to lose sight of. I love this ride. I think it's absolutely a lot of fun. I agree with you. I think at any ride, I'm going to be disappointed to see it go.
Yep.
But I mean, ultimately, we would all get over it.
Yep.
But I think this one's got staying power because of its connection to Walt. I just do.
That one item connection to Walt. Hold on. That one item of connection to Walt is the only reason this ride has survived the last 25 years. It is not a good ride, other than the fact
It is a good. Well, first off, it's a good show, but it is.
Other than the fact that if Walt had to touch that ride, would it be here today? In your honest opinion, if Walt had not touched that ride, would it be here today?
I'd say that more than likely, probably not. But I can't say for sure. I don't know.
They tried to change it in 1993, but it was over budget. I give you that. So they tried to change it already, get rid of it already. I mean, but again, I am saying save it, move it to Marceline. Everything you made a comment just now is about everything about historical museum quality items.
But it's not a museum. No, I don't want to see it in a museum. I want to see it at the theme park.
Well, that's the difference, though, is it doesn't have that place. It's not progressive enough to stay in a theme park. It is nostalgic enough. Nostalgia belongs in a historical place. Put it in Marceline.
I think it does have staying power in the theme park. There are so many different rides that we could pick and choose and nitpick and say, this one doesn't have staying power. This one doesn't have staying power. Well, for every 10 people that say it doesn't have staying power, I'm sure you can find 10 that say it does. So I think it's all a matter of opinion and numbers. Look, I think it's fantastic. And I think there are a lot of people out there that believe it is. It's not the best show in Walt Disney World. Of course not. It's not the best ride in Walt Disney World. Flight of Passage ain't the best ride in Walt Disney World anymore. Guess what?
Yep.
So it happens with everything. I just think there is a place for this in Walt Disney World. I don't think it takes up that much room, and I don't think it takes up that much money to keep this thing running, that it's that big of an eyesore that it needs to go. I think it has its place. I think it's tucked in its proper corner. I think it has a lot of people that go see it. It's not overrunning with people every single day, but I still think it's there. To be
clear for people, I do not hate the People Mover. So whoever said that's not true.
And so I say that?
I like the People Mover. I'm okay with the People Mover.
You didn't used to like it.
I said it wasn't very thrilling. I didn't say that it needed to be replaced or gone or anything like that. I'm okay with the People Mover, but this ride needs to go.
Gotcha. Okay. Again, Walt's vision, I think somebody said it might have been Donna. I think Walt's vision is something that can't be forgotten. And I really do believe, Steve, I hate to say it, but if people don't have constant reminders of Walt Disney, they're going to forget Walt Disney. And that statue in the middle is just not enough. And I think you're right. It's a Small World is not the one he touched is out in Disneyland. The one down here is not. This thing he touched. And I think there has to be a constant reminder of something that he's had his hands on, that he created in that park.
I think it'd be interesting to walk through the park, pull the first 200 people you see, ask them if they knew what attraction inside the Magic Kingdom that Walt touched. And I bet less than 30% of the people would even know that he touched it.
Okay.
It's only going to be people like us.
Okay.
Just a guess.
Right. But we are in a small community. Okay. There are millions of people from all over the world that are the casual fan. Okay. But as an homage and as respect to that man, I think there still needs to be some sort of remembrance to it. And you know what? There might be a kid that says, that's really neat. I like the way they used to do that. Who created that?
There could be. But like you said, there are millions of casual fans, and those millions of casual fans that go to that, this small community are the ones that get on Carousel of Progress. They don't.
I don't think they do. I don't think that's true. Dude, there were people in there that didn't speak English, and I can promise you that a lot of them were probably the casual fans. They got on it.
Was it hot out today?
Well, it was 78.
We need some air conditioning because that's where I go if I need
air. 78? You need air conditioning?
Air conditioning and a nap, that's the place I go.
Oh, I disagree. I don't know. I think it's a great show. I think it's a lot of fun.
Actually, the last time I rode it was with Josh and Corey, and I was riding it to see if it would break down on us. So I was kind of rooting for it to break down again so I could see something. So.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. And everybody in the chat, we see your comments. We really, really do. It's just so many are flying by and we love the comments. I love them. I think everybody's got a good point. And look, I want to save your comments for ultimately in your vote at the end, because we're going to go over that and I'll go over some comments for sure. We bring Steve over from the dark side.
No, look,
absolutely not. And I don't want him to come over.
Anything in this community, I know where the vote's going to go. And I'm okay with that. Because I've got my evidence and my facts, and I'm going to believe in what I feel is with the rest of the world that this needs to go in. I think it will either get a massive overhaul or be removed within the next 5 years.
All
so
right.
in 5 years, let's check back in.
Fair enough. Everybody, if you haven't already hit that like button, please hit the like button as you come in. Thank you all for being here. I totally disagree with Steve. I don't see it going anywhere. I think it has a major anchor tied to it that says, guess what? This is staying. Go ride it. It's not going anywhere. It still tells a story. It tells a story that I still consider to be very, very significant. Look, I can sit back and watch History Channel movies of things that happened 100 years ago that are no longer relevant today, but it still tells a story, and it told a significant story. And I think this tells a significant story of the progress of the 20th century.
And where do you watch those movies?
I'm sorry?
Where do you watch those movies? In the parks?
Well, that's where I want to see this one.
But
just like saying, I want to go to the movies
you can go
to see
do
that.
all that from either your home or a museum or anything else, which is where this belongs.
No, I want this here, though. I want it right where it is.
I'm just saying all your historical stuff that you do everywhere else does not happen in the theme park. It happens elsewhere. And I think that's where this needs to belong.
I disagree. I still think that it still tells me a compelling story, an entertaining story that is connected to the theme park. The guy that created it, what he's telling, he is a theme park connoisseur, and he's telling a story of progress that has something to do with those theme parks. And he made it for the theme parks. I mean, he made it for the World's Fair, but it correlated to the theme parks after that, in my opinion.
Yep. And I'm not, but to be clear again, not saying we erase history. There's a place for history, and there's a place for theme parks. And this has now become historical. It needs to be put somewhere where history can be appreciated.
All right. I won't give that comment up because that helps me a lot. But I think, well, I won't even bring it up because I don't want to cheat. But, well, I mean, somebody said live streamers have helped them to really appreciate Carousel of Progress, and I think that's part of it too. I think a lot of people tend to believe what you believe, Steve. They're like, it's just a show. I'm not going to go watch it. I was like that with Country Bears for the longest time. I love Country Bears.
I watched Country Bears again the other day, and I couldn't stare. The last trip I was there, and I was like, yep, why I haven't seen it in 15 years. It's terrible. It needs to be changed.
It's absolutely wonderful. We'll have that night too. But I think if people went and saw Carousel of Progress, they might really, really enjoy it. I really do. I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to be like you to say, nope, that's it.
Yep.
Last time for that. But there's going to be people that go in there and say, that was fun. I'd like to do that again. And they will do it again. Well, look, we're coming up on 10 of. So here's what we're going to do, folks. First off, thank you to everybody for your comments. Lots of great comments with a lot of great information and a lot of you just have great opinions on both sides, and I love it. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to post right now on my channel's community page a poll. I just posted it. You can go out there right now, go to the community page, and it says, who do you agree with from tonight's Disney Double Take? Steve, time for Carousel of Progress to go, or Walt, Carousel of Progress needs to stay.
To be clear, when I say go, I'm not saying erase
out of the parks.
Everybody's completely missing everything I'm saying here. When I say it needs to go,
you want it out of Walt Disney World,
in somewhere else where it's more historical.
Okay, right. That's all I mean. It needs to go out of Walt Disney World, or it needs to stay in Walt Disney World. It's that simple.
Yep.
And you guys vote. It's out there right now. You guys can vote. I will see if anybody has voted yet. We do have 7 votes so far. Let's see. Can I share that page, Steve?
I don't know. Probably if you put it on another screen and.
Yes. Okay. So let me see if I can share my screen here.
Like I said, I know this community. I'm not ignorant to what we have here. This is an uphill battle for me in this community, but I think overall, hold control down and scroll your mouse up.
All right, let me just refresh real fast. 27 votes so far. So hold control.
Yeah, hold control and scroll your mouse up in that picture.
Nope, that went the wrong way.
There you go.
Oh, that's too far. Shoot. There it goes. All right, so I'll scroll up a little bit. So we're at 27 votes so far. And that's where we are at this point. It's 81-19, so it's close. In my opinion, that's close. We are now at 37 votes, and it's at 86-14.
You think that's close?
I think it could. It only takes a few votes to change that.
What I think is that you're shocked that I've got that many votes.
I agree. In 37 votes, you got 14% of 37. What's that?
I'm not going to lie.
9 votes?
I'm shocked that I've got that many votes in this community. I wouldn't be that shocked out in the general public, but I'm kind of shocked.
42 votes at this point. So 42 people so far have voted, and it does look as if most are on my side at this point. It's not over yet. Looks like everybody's voting.
I know what we were getting into tonight.
Well, that's the best part about it is there's going to be ones where I'm going to have the uphill battle, and it's going to take a miracle for me to get the votes.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, Melissa says it. She says, "Steve, you got more votes than I thought you would."
Yep. I did. I mean, honestly, from this community, I agree. Again, if this was a general public debate and nobody knew who Walt and I were, and we were out there in the middle of Walt Disney World on site doing this, I think it'd be a different story. But
what are you saying? I don't have good debating skills?
No. I just think people's general opinion. I think the general population of opinion is the same as mine. This community's opinion is different.
I just don't know what you're basing that on. I can't base something on just popularity.
I'm looking at
because you just don't see a line.
No idea how much I read, articles I read, how many times this ride has come close to already been closed, how unpopular it is, and they went to a seasonal back in 2001 because it was such poor attendance. This ride is not very popular, and every single thing that I've read, and I read a lot, this ride is not popular.
I guess what's popular? I guess that's my point. Is what's popular? Because I mean,
apparently not enough for them that they had to consider changing it or removing it several times throughout history.
I don't know. Every ride considers getting changed and removed and things of that nature, in my opinion. I don't know. So what is it? Control, and then I got to come back down a little bit.
Hold the control, and then scroll your mouse up or down inside the box.
There we go. I think we're back to normal now. I've got all these giant screens I'm looking at. I'm like, what the heck am I looking at, man? But, oh, my God. 91 likes, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Well, look, I think the ayes have it at this point. We have come to a vote. At this point, Steve, I see 54 votes at 91%. Carousel of Progress should stay.
People are,
I think like you said, I don't think we really expected different.
No, not at all.
From this community. Again, I don't disagree that I'm sure it would be at least a heck of a lot closer. If not, maybe, I don't know. I think it would definitely be a heck of a lot closer if we got a more generalized.
I agree.
For sure. And you know what, Steve? Maybe one of these days we'll do a stream.
Yes.
From the park,
yes,
where we will actually go and ask people.
Let's just do it. Let's go through and just talk to normal people.
People, everyone in the chat. Do you hear what Steve's calling you? He's calling you abnormal.
General people, the general public that's not in this community.
Everybody, unsub Steve's World. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm kidding. You got 60 votes and I got 12%. I'm more than pleased with that. Like I said, because if I go to the general public, I think that my point is proven.
I think you're wrong, but we're going to do that one of these days.
We will.
When Steve's down here, him and I are going to go into the parks and we're going to do a stream and we are going to poll about 200 people. We'll make it a good poll, and not just like 10. We're going to poll like 200 people and we're going to ask them. What we're going to ask them, I don't know yet, but we're going to ask them something.
Look, and I still love each and every one of you. These are just opinions. Everybody's entitled to them.
Yes,
I think, again, I knew I was fighting an uphill battle in this community. I think that's why we try to pick polarizing topics and events to bring our points to them. And again, I thought I did a great job of bringing my points to it, along with the history of everything, all the problems
I agree. Leanne, good night, dear.
And I think Walt did a great job, too, of saying why it should stay. But again, there's a place for nostalgia and a place for theme park stuff.
Read Stacy's comment.
Stacy, I have links that show Steve is not involved. Stacy, look, guys.
Oh, she said it. I didn't say it. Head box goes.
I love you all still.
There you go, Steve.
But you know, we would if we didn't have differing opinions, this show wouldn't be happening. So
it would be boring. Well, that's the best part about it is it's absolutely fun. Hunter, did you hear Melissa laughing in the other room?
I mean, look, dude, if I needed a nap, I'm with you. We'll go ride it.
All right, fine. I love it anyway. Steve can nap. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be smiling from ear to ear. He's not gonna be napping long because guess what? When they start singing, I'm gonna be singing really, really loud.
Okay,
And it's gonna wake him up.
Wake me up if John's head falls off again. So.
Well, guys, thank you very much. We are coming up on 10 o'clock. I do want to do a little bit of quick mousekeeping because we got a lot going on. First off, if you are new here, I'm seeing some new names coming in. Welcome in. We're very happy to have you here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is the first of many debates to come. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think I know what the next topic is going to be, Steve, unless you want to pick it because it's on your channel.
We'll talk about it after we're done.
All right, we'll talk about it afterwards, and then we'll start promoting it.
Yeah. And hopefully these will become more. It's no secret now that I'm planning to move to Florida. I'll be close to Walt, and hopefully we can do these on a much more frequent time frame. So, because I thoroughly enjoy this.
Yeah, these are fun. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. This is fun. I agree 100%. But we will let you know what the next debate is. Look for either a thumbnail from Steve or we'll promote it to let you know, including date. It's always going to be 9 p.m. on Sundays for now. It's going to be at least a couple weeks out before we do the next one, but we will let you know.
And we should have talked about it ahead of time. We apologize.
Yes, that's our fault. We didn't prepare as well as we should have. So we'll get it out to you guys. I promise. As a matter of fact, I'll discuss it on Tuesday nights to Sanity for sure, and we'll go from there. But Steve, anything else coming up on your channel, pal?
Just the normal stuff. Just the normal stuff.
Just the normal stuff. He's funny. On us, of course, Tuesday night is the Sanity night. Thursday, I'm doing a special live stream in the morning from the Magic Kingdom. Going to try to ride every single ride in the Magic Kingdom on Thursday. Every ride.
Good luck, man. Are you talking about rides or attractions and rides?
Rides.
Okay.
Just the rides. Just the rides.
Good luck.
Yep. We're going to do it.
Just for my own has the attendance been that low that you might be able to pull that off?
I think so for a weekday.
The last time I was there, it would have been impossible. There were 2-hour waits on stuff. That's why I was just asking.
Yeah, I like today, we were there today. The longest wait today that I saw for the time that we were there was 50 minutes.
15?
50. But 50 usually means 30.
Yeah. It's never that long.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. So, right. And if I rope drop, I think I can get a lot done quick. So we're going to try. We're going to give it the old college try. What was that?
I told James that's on the list. Fast passes or not, because we have differing opinions on those two.
Oh, yeah. That might be the next one. Who knows? But we will see. But thank you all very, very much for, again, to Sanity. Tuesday, Thursday, we are at the Magic Kingdom. Next Saturday, we are not live streaming next Saturday night. I have to work. So that's why I'm live streaming Thursday. But Sunday, we will be going live from a park. And then we're just going to keep going and rolling and rocking and rolling, guys. It's been great. I'm almost to 6,000 subs, Steve.
I see that. You're 70, less than 70 away.
Yep, we're less than 70 away. So hopefully we'll get there soon. We will be doing a 6,000 sub giveaway. Nice. Once we hit that mark, we will show you what those prizes are and how to sign up for that. But other than that, everybody, thank you. Thank you to our mods. Thank you to all of our members. We hope you guys enjoyed this. We got tons more coming like this. It's going to be fantastic. And I love that all of you voted. 62 total votes at the end. That's absolutely awesome. That's just great. Thank you all very, very much. Did we hit 100 likes? We did. We hit exactly 100. Woohoo! What a way to start, Steve. That's awesome.
That's a great way to start. Thank you all for being here.
Yes, thank you. And remember, the next Disney Double Take will be on Steve's channel. Mm-hmm. It'll be at 9 p.m. on a Sunday. We will let you know what the date is once we finalize it. And this has been great. We love all of you. Thank you all for being here. This has been fantastic. We'll see you all really, really soon. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.